Hi, welcome to ShowMeTheCurry.com. I'm Anuja.
And I'm Hithal, and today we're making a low-maintenance bhindi or okra sabzi.
What makes it low maintenance?
You might ask.
The bottom line is we're going to put it in the oven and let it bake and do its own thing. Instead of standing on the stove and sitting and stirring it and over stirring it, sometimes it kind of just gets slimy and mushy and it doesn't work out. And actually sometimes when you have all your stoves going on and you just don't have that space, you just put it in the oven. And in my case, I make such a big batch that I just find it easier to just do it in the oven than to have to worry about going and stirring and make sure I don't overcook it or undercook it or anything like that. It's just perfect every time.
Right. So to begin with, first of all, we have our oven preheating at 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's ready for us whenever we get done with our process. And we have okra right here. We have 1 pound of okra, and all we did is we washed them really well and we dried them really well. It's an important step. Make sure your okra or bhindi is not wet or moist. Just pat it down really good. Trim off the tops and the ends of it, and basically it's like a little less than 1 inch pieces, small pieces like that. We've cut it and they're ready to go.
The other thing we're going to be adding with bhindi is onions. So this is just a medium onion that I've just cut.
So the first thing we're going to do is put oil into our bhindi and get it all coated. To about 2 tablespoons of oil. So I'm going to go ahead and give this a mix and get everything coated nicely.
Now bhindi always actually needs a little extra oil. It really absorbs the oil. So that's why it looks like a lot, but it really will work out well.
Looks good.
Okay, we're going to start off with the salt.
Salt is to taste.
One of the main things that goes into bhindi is amchur. Amchur is dry mango powder. I'm going to add about 1 teaspoon. Now amchur also helps with the sliminess that bhindi usually has. So any kind of souring agent actually does, but we want our bhindi dry. So we are adding in amchur and not nimbu or imli. A lot of people do that. Half a teaspoon of haldi powder or turmeric powder. Half a teaspoon of red chili powder or to taste. 1 teaspoon of dhania powder. And half a teaspoon of cumin powder or jeera powder. Half teaspoon of garam masala.
And mix.
Now okra is going to shrink a lot, so just remember that. It may not look like a lot of masala or it may not look very flavorful, but it will be perfect.
Okay, and that is perfectly tossed. So we also have a pan right here, just a regular baking sheet, and we've got a little piece of parchment paper as well so that our bhindi does not stick.
Now you want to layer it up in a single layer so that it cooks better and faster and evenly.
And that looks perfect. Now it's going to go into our 400 degree oven for 20 minutes total cooking time, but after 10 minutes we're going to go ahead and check on it and give it a toss, and we'll be right back.
There's the oven, 10 minutes over. We're also going to now take care of the onions. I'm just going to put it in the same bowl that we mixed the bhindi in, or the okra in. And I'm just going to add half a tablespoon of oil to this, just a little bit, and a teeny tiny bit of salt. Mix really quickly.
Kind of cleans up the masala that was already in the bowl too, and gets on done. It's perfect. Okay, so that's what it looks like after 10 minutes, and we're going to go ahead and pour these onions over the top. kind of move it up and down a little bit. And this gives an opportunity for the okra to move around a little bit, as well as the onions to incorporate within them. And once again, we'll spread that out again, as close to a single layer as possible.
And it goes back into the oven for another 10 minutes. Right, the bhindi is out of the oven, and we can see a little bit of charring. Now it depends on how much you like your bhindi and the onions charred, so you can go on a little further. Ours actually took 5 minutes longer than my oven does. So, you know, everyone's ovens are different, so always keep an eye on it, and again, it is to preference.
Right, so total 25 minutes. 10 minutes first, and then we added the onions, and then 15 minutes later. But again, it's completely up to you. Cook it as much as you like.
Yeah, because I know there are people who just do not want their onion, they just want their onions raw, so that's absolutely fine too. So look at it, it looks really good. And we're going to just transfer it into a bowl, and it's ready to serve.
And we weren't kidding when we said low maintenance. We didn't do anything, we just kind of dropped it in and left. Okay, let's try this out.
And an onion too.
It's like the most perfectly cooked bhindi ever.
Yes, and it did not need any babying. Absolutely low maintenance. Some things in life you want low maintenance, right?
Delicious. The flavors are perfectly into the bhindi and into the onion as well. And it's got a pleasant crunch. The onion is not, you know, just gone. It's got a nice little crispiness, but it's not raw whatsoever.
So perfect. So now this bhindi, actually we've cut it this way. You can keep it long, you can cut it lengthwise and cut it a few more times now. And again, if you cut it smaller, it's going to cook faster. If you cut it bigger, it's going to take a little longer. So I know you all know this, right? So enjoy this recipe and make sure you subscribe to our channel and give us a big thumbs up.
And ring that bell so that every time we post a new recipe, you'll be the first to know. So enjoy your low maintenance bhindi and join us again on another episode of ShowMeTheCurry.com.
Adding a pinch of spice to your life.